So, I have a silly thing to share with you. I'll always have some kind of fruit for breakfast every morning. And every autumn and winter, I will try my best to eat as many persimmons as possible. I love persimmons. And one morning, I woke up and found myself so excited about peeling that persimmon. It's like I opened my eyes and the first thing I thought about was, great, I'm going to peel that persimmon. It's not because there's anything special about the persimmon, but it's because I turned peeling persimmon into a game. Okay, if you think this sounds silly, I'm gonna change your mind. But before we move on, this is the 4th episode of the mini-series of 4 Elements of Joy. And this episode is all about having fun. It is about whimsical living. But I have a confession to make. I have been killing the fun for not only myself, but also a lot of people around me. And I 100% feel guilty about that. But I think I'm not the only one to be blamed, okay? I think I live in this constant pressure of being serious and mature and reliable. I have had this for as long as I can remember. I am the older kid in my family. I have a younger brother. And my parents were always busy. They work in hospital. My brother was born when I was 4. And since then, of course, I couldn't take care of him when I was 4, but for most of the time in my childhood, I have to act like a good kid at least. And then when I grew older, I have to act as a good sister as well. At that point, I don't mind doing that, and I'm always being praised about that. Being independent and strong is not a bad thing at all, but this kind of trained me to think that it's always better to be serious, to be responsible. That's what people want. And I am quite self-conscious and sometimes can be a little bit of a people pleaser. So I automatically turn off the playful and silly me inside. And this forms the value of what kind of person I want to be and at least what kind of self I want to show to others. You may not have this experience or suppress the playfulness inside you as hard as I do, but I bet some version of this is familiar to you. In the adult life, we try to keep a straight face. We try to be serious and be seen as reliable. And quietly, this kills the playful, the whimsical self inside of us. But we have to come to realize that to have a joyful life, sometimes we need a little bit of that whimsical moment. Good thing is that we are not going to overhaul our whole life. That's not how it works. Actually, we can keep doing whatever we're doing, just in a different way. Because whimsical living is not about what you do, but how you do it. The best way is to start something that you are doing anyway, but try to change how you do it. This is a good start for 2 reasons. First, it's easier to do. You can start right away. And secondly, this is powerful. You will discover that the life you are living already right now can be both true to you and whimsical. You don't have to copy someone else's life or create a social media perfection lifestyle. That's too much work and it's going to be a pressure and it's not even true to you. A true whimsical living starts from something you're doing right now. Back to the persimmon example. So as I said, during the autumn and winter, I will almost always have a persimmon for my breakfast. And one day I came across a video on Instagram where the person was peeling her apple with a paring knife. And that reminded me of one of my uncles. He used to show off his knife skill by peeling an apple without breaking the peel. So once the apple is fully peeled, the peel was still one single string. I was genuinely impressed when I was a kid, probably even now. So I'm thinking, why not let me try it? And from that on, every time I peel the apple or the persimmon, I imagine it as a challenge or like a professional chef training, some kind of thing. I love to cook and I watch so many cooking shows. So I started to do that. And I got better and better at doing that. I think I successfully peel the persimmon in one string for 1 or 2 times, I don't know. And once you succeed, the feeling was such a reward. And even if I failed, it just made me more exciting to do it again. So for that winter, I ended up waking up excited about peeling the persimmon. Seriously, nothing has changed. I was just doing the same thing every day in the same way, basically. But just that little mindset, you see the thing differently and it makes the whole thing more exciting. And it's not just the mental shift, you can actually do something differently as well. For example, we cook and eat at home most of the time. And one day I started to make a handwritten dinner menu every night. Nothing fancy, it's just a nice piece of notepad, and I will write down what we're gonna have. Sometimes there's only one dish, sometimes we have dessert, a side dish, whatever. And I write it down, mimicking the menus in the restaurant. It's not a big deal. It's kind of childish, but we do like it. We do like it that we have something to talk about on the dinner table. Because after a day of busy work, sometimes we are so mindless and we just eat a dinner. Sometimes we don't even know what we're eating. But with that menu, it just adds a layer of things that we can talk about. And it makes the experience more special. It's like we're eating in a restaurant. These are all such small things, but they actually add some texture to your life. And I bet that you can't feel much just from my words, because this is something that you really have to do with your life. And once you start to do one thing and then the other, the whole effect will compound. So I invite you all to start to live your whimsical life. So if you are someone like me who always try to be serious and never do anything for the sake of having fun, this may feel a little bit awkward at the beginning. Did I feel awkward at the beginning? Yes. But once you taste it, it's completely worth it. And for me personally, it's such a relief after all the years of suppressing the playful self. And it turned out that it's not a big deal. I'm not changing my whole personality. I can still be serious and responsible and reliable, but at the same time, my life can be playful. And the good thing keeps coming. I feel that the possibilities are opened up. There are just so many ways that you can add fun and excitement to your daily activities. And this shouldn't be a pressure at all. It doesn't mean that you have to change all the boring things in your life. I mean, sometimes boring things can just be boring. But the relief is that you can make boring things not boring. You can add fun to your life if you want to. Some other silly examples: when I was doing my laundry, I turned the clothes folding process into a outfit creation process. When I'm folding clothes, I'm not just tidying them up, I'm actually categorizing them, and I imagine different outfits and the occasions that I'm going to wear them. Laundry can be self-care. Same thing for cleaning and tidying up. It can be a interior redesign program, by relocating the furniture or adding something seasonal to your room. Talking about seasonality, when you try to add these trivial things in your life, you will start to notice things that you have never paid attention to. Your sensory start to become sharp and your creativity grows because your mind stops being in that autopilot mode. And even better, this acts like a chain effect where you find the one delight and that one delight will sparkle many others. And all this doesn't require any external change. Start from the internal world and to see how the impact spread. I am so excited about the whimsical living, and I've got so many ideas which I can talk about in the future videos. But for now, for today's video, I have one little assignment for you. Name one thing that you're doing every week, the most boring, most ordinary thing, and add a mindset twist or a small ritual around it, or think about a different way to do it, to make it fun, to make it special. It doesn't need to be big, and actually smaller is better because that's how you find the magical power of whimsical living. And I would love to know your creative ideas. But for now, that's everything for today's video. As always, thank you so much for spending time with me. I'm excited to see you next time. And before that, bye for now.